Shut up and sit down.
Hi, I'm Blakey B, and welcome to my review of the Marvel Legends series Titus Build-A-Figure Wave Darkhawk figure. Darkhawk shared packaging with Vance Astro as the Masters of the Mind. I don't really know what these two have to do with each other. I suspect nothing. Hasbro do that from time to time where they list two characters together, and a lot of the time it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I think it robs figures of their individuality. I think the worst one was Maidens of Might with Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel. That made no sense whatsoever. But yeah, I think because we're paying enough for these figures as it is, I really dislike the shared named packaging. Anyway, Darkhawk debuted in 1991 and was created by Tom DeFalco. He's mostly a solo character, but he has teamed up with several different teams in his comic book history. He worked alongside the New Warriors and the West Coast Avengers for a little while, and he's most recently appeared in the Avengers Arena book, and he's been out of the spotlight for quite a while at this point. It'd be quite good to see him, have a little bit more presence in the Marvel Universe, I think. Darkhawk only comes with one accessory, and that is the Titus Build-A-Figure head. I think he got a bit of a short shrift in the accessory department. He stands around just under 6.5 inches. So he's your average size figure, maybe a little bit shorter. And yeah, like the Nova figure that I reviewed previously, he has kind of a half original sculpt, half reuse. And I think it really shows which parts have been reused with this figure when you look at it up close. The legs from the Bucky Cap mold, as well as the shoulders and upper arms, and yet again the fists. And these boots, I don't know where they come from. These boots and these feet, I suspect it's from the Spider UK body or the Spider-Man 2099 from the newest wave. But yeah, it doesn't fit. Like, from a distance it passes, but up close it doesn't fit the body mold at all. And I think the reused parts really clash with the originally sculpted parts, because these ones are quite smooth, whilst these ones are very wrinkly, very muscly. Yeah, we do have the muscularity on here, but it's much more smoothed out. And a lot of the original sculpted parts are pretty decent. Like, the head looks pretty good as well. And the chest area is a unique sculpt for him, which is good. But these legs, yeah, I have real problems with the sculpting of the legs and the upper arms. So for articulation, he has a ball joint in the head, and he can look up not that far, look down quite a bit, because he has the neck hinge as well. And he has quite a good pivot, maybe a little bit loose, but you can get some good expressions out of it. He has an ab crunch. It's quite standard, but still good range of motion on that. He has a waist rotation. And yeah, he has the standard Marvel Legends shoulder articulation, which is the 90 degrees hinge and the full rotation. And he also comes with a little bit of articulation for his shoulder pads. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. I found it quite stiff when I first started posing him, and I think it looks a little bit awkward with the way his wings kind of just split off in the middle. Yeah, not too keen on that one. He has the wrist rotation and up and down hinge. He has T-jointed hips, and they go out quite a bit, but I reckon he could do a little bit of a better job with those. I don't think it's important for Darkhawk because he's a flying type character, but yeah, if you have a Spider-Man or something, this articulation isn't particularly great for that. He has rotation at the upper thigh, double jointed knees, rotation at the boot, which I find quite loose. It doesn't, yet again, this boot is not made for this leg, so it doesn't fit perfectly. And he has a hinge at the ankle, and I find the hinge quite loose, but the ankle pivot quite stiff. It could be a little bit awkward, I think. Your comparisons, here he is alongside his friend Richard Rider and fellow Avengers Arena captive Nico Minoru. I think these scale relatively good. I think he may be a little bit tall compared to Nova, but I don't know the character that well to make that judgment. Also, I think we do need an arcade figure for these two. But yeah, it'd be definitely be good to have an arcade figure, but I don't think I'm going to keep him, to be honest. Here he is alongside some other winged characters. We have the MCU Falcon, we have Wasp from 2015 and Spider-Woman from 2015, and I think the figure with the best wings has to be the Wasp figure. The fact that they've got a hinge and a rotation and have articulation with the wings is really good. I think Falcon's is definitely the poorest. It's just a back piece to put on. I think, I'd like to see a Falcon, comic book figure Falcon with these types of wings, but I think they definitely need some kind of plug-in mechanic, like how we have with the Spider-Woman, where you can plug in and plug out. I think this figure would have benefited a lot from having that kind of mechanic. I don't know whether or not he does detach his wings or if he puts them away or anything, but yeah, having the wings out constantly, it's a little bit frustrating. But yeah, I'd like to see those style wings implemented for a Falcon figure, but not just glued onto the arms. It's a little bit awkward. It's on a flight stand, and to be honest, I don't really like this figure very much. I think he's quite underwhelming. I think they had some real opportunity to make this figure really stand out and look really good, but I think they just missed the mark. I think if you really like this character, you could probably pick him up and be satisfied with it, but as I'm not that keen on the character, it's not a figure I would normally pick up if I wasn't reviewing it. I think if you don't like the character, if you don't like it, the figure isn't gonna sway you, and it's definitely an easy pass. He's probably my least favourite figure of the wave I've reviewed so far. Sorry, Darkhawk fans. But this figure is an easy pass for me.